Hey Dungeoneers, welcome. This is episode 6. 6 episodes already, 6 episodes down, and we're still having fun. Hope for those of you returning, you're enjoying, having fun, and being entertained. That's ultimately what it's about here at the Dungeon Den. Having good times, chilling out, relaxing, and having fun. Getting lost in something, which is pretty cool. So, without further ado, without babbling on, this is episode 6, Night's Plight. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Bye.
Previously on The Calling, the group ventured through the stone portal, narrowly escaping further conflict, with a devil-like creature on one side and a giant red dragon on the other, a dragon that Poppet now seems to have a fascination with. With the portal closing behind them, leaving no obvious way to return, the group are now firmly set on course with their new adventure, The Calling. The group have encountered fairies that attempted to lead Tobin away. It is not the first time he has struggled to resist persuasion, or possibly possession from unknown entities, sometimes forcing him to attack his friends. However, Poppet has developed a taste for bringing him back to reality. The group have also managed to resist the trickery of a female halfling, who conjured thuggish illusions in an attempt to rob them. They learned from her that there has been some sort of war in this realm. There are possibly tribes that exist in the areas, but this land is quite a dangerous place, and there is a fear of something dark. Even the red dragon, now known to be called Asmodee, has been corrupted by this darkness. We pick up with our slightly bloodied heroes after narrowly managing to dispatch a group of greenskins and their chief, and find out where their adventures take them next.
Not bad catch up. But I believe it did end with a little bit of a scuffle, with the last orc being dropped by Veer from the bushes. So that is where we'll pick it up. So you have some bodies on the ground, 5 or 6 orcs,
And a big one.
and a chieftain, or a leader, scout master.
Shall we search them for anything of value, I guess? Investigate the bodies for anything valuable or interesting.
Yeah, go for it.
Yep.
Is that investigation?
It is an investigation, please.
Now.
I shall give myself some guidance on that one.
Go for it.
21.
21. Okay. Where's my pen gone?
Investigation.
Investigation, if you are checking the bodies. Pop it. Looking around, you very uninterestedly. You're still a little bit
sulking because you can't get anything.
You are sulking from this last combat. You didn't really do much. It's frustrating. So instead of looking, you're just kicking the limbs around and the bodies, just rolling them over with your foot, finding spears on the smaller orcs.
Are they throwable spears?
They are throwable spears.
Might be worth taking them with you, because you've been lacking something for you out of reach.
There are 6 in total.
Checking the pointy and sharp.
They're dead. They're already dead.
The head's just going like turn around and just look straight at you as she keeps on doing it.
Via's grinning. Tobin's moving on a little bit further away. And Gravar. You see Poppet kicking these bodies around. half looking. But you do notice a bit of blue powder coming out of some of the pouches from the smaller ones, leading you to look at the chieftain at your feet. And in doing so, you find some pouches of blue dust.
Pouches of blue dust.
Roll me 1d4 for amount of on the chieftain.
4. Pouches of blue dust.
You also find some stitched together bones of little bodies which, picking them up, they are chained, stitched together in a row of small pixies.
Are they the sort of size of the ones, the fairy pixies we encountered previously? Would they be about that size?
They could be. These are slightly smaller. You also find a long sword
Longsword?
and a flail.
I've got a mixture of other characters. I was like, we've seen this before.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, we have seen that. Well, we haven't, but...
We haven't.
Pouch of blue powder. Quantity. 23.
I mean, this is a bonus of the second time, third time round for some of you coming in. You have a bit of an idea what's happening, but not massive idea.
And then bone chain. Is that about how you describe it?
I would,
Body, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chain.
bodies,
Body chain.
yeah, like the
Chain.
old the paper chain,
Chain or
but a pixie chain.
Of skeletal
I would call
bodies.
it a pixie chain, yeah.
Delightful.
The pixie chain of bones, or decoration, as he may have put it.
We will take them, stick them in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Do the longsword and the flail look mundane, or do they feel, without any means of identifying them, do they seem ornate or crude?
They're decent.
Okay.
They're decent. They're well made. They're certainly hurt.
Anyone need a rest, or should we get clear of here?
I'm okay. I can't remember what Tobin are.
Tobin's on 12 out of 21. So
Yes.
he might benefit from the...
We could do with a rest. At some point.
So, yeah, we could probably do with a rest at some point, but maybe you should get away from the corpses in case it might draw predators. The smell of blood. Should we
hide the corpses?
We could drag them off the road.
Just if there's more troops.
Yeah.
This is a good
That's how
idea.
we're moving.
Yeah. Let's do that. We'll find her
Yeah.
just off the...
Kick and...
Okay, I'm going to give you an option. What would you like to roll for? A survival or a nature?
Personally, nature.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go for survival. Definitely not nature. 16.
Same. 16.
Right. Okay. Nature. Agrivar. You instruct everybody carefully as to where to drag the bodies into the terrain, to become one with the terrain and unseen. And Poppet, you cover the tracks of battle well. There's been nothing to see here. You've been able to hide the bodies and this fight quite well. Quite impressively.
Right, we should go for at least half an hour or so just so we're well clear. And then stop for a short rest. Does that seem like a good plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll carry on down the road.
Okay, carry on.
I assume Tobias is happy with this plan.
Tobias comes out of... He's been hiding the whole time. He comes out of his invisibility, looks at you all. Yes, more than happy. And you continue walking?
Yeah, half an hour or so, just get well clear of keeping alert for...
Yeah, can I have perception rolls, please, for everybody? Or off you both.
With a bit of guidance.
16.
Good job I guided that. Still not great. It is 13.
For the last half hour that you've been walking, there's been no more signs of large predators or greenskins. But what you have seen popping, flowing in and out about 100 foot into the forest, are glittering.
The thing
Sprinkles
glittering
of
before.
gold. Yes. Believing that these fairies or pixies are hanging around. Following you, you don't know, but they're here. They have been for half an hour. Never coming closer to the road, though.
She's gonna nudge Agrava and say, keep an eye on Tobin. And then she'll point towards like the glittering and glistening through the trees and stuff.
I will then quietly step behind Tobin and just sort of keep watch what he's doing.
Okay.
And let you take point for sort of at the front, and I'll sort of drift backwards a little bit. So if he starts to drift off the path, I can catch him. But they're keeping their distance at the moment, so hopefully they'll be out. There shouldn't be a problem. But when we stop, they might. Particularly, we should keep an eye on him.
Mm.
Do you think we're clear of? Well, sufficiently clear to have a rest and some food?
As far as I can tell, they're not coming close to the road, so it's probably the best place to keep Tobin.
Yeah. We'll just look for a sort of slightly an area that's not too exposed, so we can sort of just get not off the road, but to the side of the road, but we can so we're not immediately visible as people come down. Is what we'll look for.
Cool. Give me a perception roll. Another one, please.
16.
12.
Alright. I'm enjoying the rolls so far. I'm enjoying the rolls. They're good. It doesn't take you long.
As soon as we go into it.
Yeah,
As soon as we go to battle,
good rolls, but it's not
Puppet's
critical.
going to start tampering.
I'll just get up and leave for you if you roll bad again in combat. I'll just give you all my dice.
I was like, I actually went in and I was like, I can collect firewood, but I can't hear anyone.
You did that really well as well.
Always the way.
Doesn't take you long. Within the next couple of minutes, you just see a little clearing out to the side, a couple of rocks, some boulders sticking out the ground, some good cover, good wind cover, a little bit of rain cover if you need it.
Keep Tobin in sight, but keep an eye on the road. One in each direction, I guess.
What type of camp are you doing? Are you having a bit of a rest, a short rest?
Just a short, yeah. It's
short?
still daytime, isn't it? We're not.
It is, yes.
Not dark yet. So I think just a short rest so that Tobin can deal with any wounds and. We managed it. Has anything happened?
I have two potions
You
of
should-
healing.
You should just use your hit dice.
I was going to say, what is anybody else wanting to do?
I
You all good?
I'll click a short rest because I think that's something resets.
I don't eat or anything. But...
I'll eat some of the day's rations because I think I ticked off day's rations already. So
Perfect.
I don't use any hit dice because I
You're good.
didn't take any that time.
Tobin will.
Yes. How many is he? Because he was at 12. Do you want me to roll it for him?
Yes, please.
What is the
Level 3.
Yeah. What's the hit dice for a monk? Is it
D8.
D8. So he'll get 1d8 plus 1 for each roll.
Have you done yours?
Yeah.
Did you do 1, 2? Or did you go
I just did one, so I only took 7 points, and I had to roll a d12. Run a d12 bit.
Yeah.
So one die would take him up
pointless
to 6, which is 18. Do you think he'll keep going up to full?
I think he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 die takes him back up to full, so he's at 21.
Okay. Tobin's at 4.
And that'll have reset all his... because everything monkey resets on a short rest, doesn't it?
Yes.
So he'll have all his key points back.
For what he needs, yes.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4, but it's plus 4 as well, so...
Oh, okay.
So...
You're happy,
that
you're...
took me,
you're
back up to full health.
Yeah.
How long are we resting for?
minimum of an hour.
Probably, yeah.
So how long do you want to short
I think
rest?
an hour, just enough. It is just a meal break, effectively,
Yeah.
isn't it? Tobin can put some bandages on. You can. I don't know how Poppet tends her wounds. Touches up the paintwork. gets a pot out and just.
Super glue. How does that happen? Is it just
I don't even know.
anything indented just starts popping out and moulding back into shape?
Possibly, yeah.
You see the weld, it's more like a magic fuse.
I
is
always
it?
think of like, do you know, like little magnetic shards?
Well,
Do you know, like when you put
from a magnet, yeah, and you've
when
got all
you
the
do a
bits
magnet
and
you've
the
got like little,
the
I
debris.
just imagine that coming back and just melting back.
Oh, okay. All collecting together.
Yeah.
Sizzling. Nice, that's pretty cool.
And creepy.
Super creepy.
Let's pop it.
Would you have it any other way?
A little bit, nope. A little bit of all there. Awesome. Yeah, I like that. Tobin's stitching himself up.
Literally licking his wounds. Right, are we all fed and patched up? Should we crack on? Keep going till dark?
Can do.
Seems to be all we can do. Unless you have anything you're particularly wanting to do apart from that, Tobias. We're here to escort you.
Yes, I am happy with us following the road until we do not.
Did the Pixies, Fairies get any closer while we were sat? Or did they just sort of stay at the sort of in the distance?
They're staying to the distance. They're making themselves seen, but they are staying to the trees.
Maybe they're just curious about who we are and what we're doing.
Yes.
As that young halfling implied, not many people come this way. Certainly not as colourful a bunch as us, perhaps.
Yes. We probably do stick out like a sore thumb.
Not sure there's a lot we can do to change that, though. I mean, I don't see any clothing outlets around to purchase brown cloaks or more discreet clothing. We are who we are. I fear Poppet will always look like Poppet no matter what we do. My hair is somewhat difficult to disguise.
Quite.
And we have a cat and a dragonborn.
You're looking around. Roll me a perception.
Ooh, 20.
Ooh.
Surprise, without guidance.
Without guidance, it takes you a moment, but you do see Veer. He's just hanging back 10 feet.
All right, me. Don't you just show off just because you're good at sneaking.
Yes, well, I'm like to stay in the shadows. Get to jump on anyone, if I must.
Seems sensible. It worked well in the last conflict.
I know. I am an assassin at heart.
Right, onwards then, shall we? Stay close, everyone. Eyes peeled.
Yes. Stay away from those pixies, Tobin says as he straightens up.
You stay in the middle, Tobin, where we can keep an eye on you. Everyone keep an eye on everyone, though. They might. Anyone could get possessed, or charmed, or whatever it is they did to Tobin.
Yes, I don't believe we could let that happen to a certain number of us. And he shall look at both yourself, Agravar, and roll his eyes over to Poppet. But he'll carry on walking.
Yeah, onwards.
Mm-hmm. Steady pace, so you're keeping a solid watch out.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. We've already been two instances of 2 or 3 attacks of real and fictitious along the way. We don't have to be caught out by. We're definitely aware this is not a safe travel. We're in no tearing hurry. Got nowhere to. Don't know where we're going. So no point rushing.
Forward.
Yeah,
Just following the road. The road, it has a couple of leans to the left and a couple of leans to the right. Other than that, it is just a singular road. The rocks around you, they're becoming more prominent, mixed within the tree line. Could everybody roll me another perception, please? Going through the perception rolls here, we're walking, maybe not talking.
22.
19.
Look at this. This is what I'm talking about.
We're really
This is good. You've come to play tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be natural ones all play when we hit combat. If we hit combat.
I think I would actually feel really bad. TPK, it is. Oh, what happened? Oh.
I'm warning you.
In fact, over the last 5 or 6 miles, the both of you have noticed that the boulders, the rock forms, the rock shapes are becoming more and more prominent. More in number, deeper, and they're a bit higher. The forest itself seems thickened. There is less space between the trees, and any space that there is now a boulder. Egbravar, seeing this, you also feel like the road may be on a slight slope looking forward. A downwards slope. Very faint.
Do the rock formations look natural or as if caused by, as in, are they rounded and eroded, or are they like jagged in a, let's say, cratery sort of feel?
It's a mixture. It is definitely a mixture.
Okay.
We're going to go with that roll unless you want to check them out or do any.
No, I think for the moment just trying to get a feel
It's
of
a
whether
mixture. A lot of it feels natural and time. Some of it does look like it's been hewn by something, or shattered or cracked, possibly by.
It's not we're not obviously walking into a
You're
big
not
crater.
walking into a big crater. No.
I think we should be alert. This is, as the rocks get tighter, we are definitely more prone to ambush, but I can see. I think all we can do is keep going for now, unless you can see anything off to the side worth investigating.
We're going to say that they were two really good rolls. You can no longer see the Pixies or the Fairies. It's too rocky, whereas they were playing around the trees. With the rocks and the trees, it's too dense now. It's too thick to see 100 foot. You can see 40 to 50 foot, possibly, in at any time, but it's a random opportunity. It's not a natural line you can see.
Okay, I have to continue.
Yeah. The only thing I wonder is it worth Tobin using his boots just to have a quick float up above the canopy and get a sense of the terrain ahead, see whether we can see.
Yeah.
If it's turning more rocky, that might be would be good to know what we're heading into. Are we heading into a mountain range, the outskirts of some different terrain that he might be able to tell from a quick pop up? You don't mind, Toby?
Of course, Agravar. Just give me one moment. Tobin will look up and do his usual. Lift up gently. Bit of dust picks up and debris, a few leaves. As he soars up through the canopy. Who would like to roll if you've got the sheet? Who would like to roll for Tobin's perception?
Do you want to do it instead?
I'm going to let you
If
guys
you've got it up, do it.
I've got a sheet open. His perception.
Do a dice roll. We need the dice rolls.
Yeah. I was looking.
All right,
what
got
it
you.
was. I didn't guide him before we went up. So
Nope.
That would have been sensible. 17, Leif.
Oh, okay. Rolling well, huh? Look at this. This is good. I like this. Doing really well.
You make us nervous.
I know. I'm waiting for it.
You're making me nervous. You're going to see everything. I'm going to have to tell you everything. What's coming. I like the surprises. Tobin's up there for a few moments. A few minutes. But you do see him return gently down in front of you. He turns to you all. Well, for the first time, I believe we could be coming to a halt. 3 miles up, maybe. The road looks to stop, along with the trees and the formations of these rocks here.
Could you see was there an epicenter? Did it look like this was anything that caused the road to cause these rocks, or?
Not from what I could see, Agravar.
Right.
The forest. Can talk like Tobin. The forest, it merges and becomes just a forest in the end of the road. Almost as if there is no road beyond that point.
Curious. A road that just ends. That doesn't seem logical. This road must have gone somewhere once. I guess all we can do is go to where the road stops and see if we can find our way through this rocky terrain. Hopefully the road will continue on the other side. Maybe there has been an earthquake at some point in the past.
It's another barrier.
Or yes, there's another thing contained. If these wars drew in dragons, maybe they drew in creatures that can churn the earth in some way. Stone elementals, or maybe some other dragons can cause this level of destruction. I don't know, but We should
It's
definitely.
going to pick up at the sound of more dragons.
I'm not aware of any dragons that damage the ground like that, but I guess any monstrous beast that is big enough and strong enough could easily destroy the ground.
She'll be slowly starting to walk that way because she wants to go investigate.
Tobias is quickly in movement behind you. Just slowly looking at you, Agrava, as he's walking past, as you've been in this little circle talking. Poppet, as you say, you're starting to walk. And Tobias, just walking past you, says, "Yes, Agrava. But we must see this before we can make any plan."
I agree. But with caution, I think.
Of course. As he looks on,
Drags on.
Poppet is now skipping.
Shh.
Yes. Onward.
Yeah.
Onward. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, catching up to Poppet.
Yeah, catch up with Poppet and head till we reach the end of the road.
The next couple of miles don't take very long, and maybe you'd never heard of the 5-minute mile until now, but it hasn't taken you long. Everybody other than Poppet, a Constitution saving throw, please. I've done Tobias. Would somebody like to roll for Tobin?
Well,
You rolled a 20.
That was a
well,
10 on my
a
console.
10 on your con.
18.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what is.
But if it's 8,
it's 8. He's fine. He's fine. It is what it is.
do you say 18 or 8?
18.
18.
Yeah, he's Tobin's plus 1 for con.
Either that,
And
he's
now
way over.
Constitution.
He's way over
Yeah.
the bracket, guy. Way up. Agrava, you've never noticed until this moment that you are actually the shortest person in the group. You are slightly out of breath. It's containable, but slightly out. Couple of the others.
Momentarily missing Jeffrey.
Your thoughts dwell back to Jeffrey.
I need to get a mount. I need a horse.
It doesn't help the fact that when you look around, including Tobias, nobody else seems to be breathing heavy at all.
Oh, breathing as well.
For somebody who doesn't breathe, it's hard to. Yeah. I don't know if you know that. Do you know that? I don't even know if he knows that.
But I suspect you're the only
I
Warforged
don't
that.
even think they know what she is.
Mm-hmm.
No, even
It
if
could be somebody with just a mask on.
A big, yeah.
Yeah, even those of us even if any of us have had any experience with Warforged, which are fairly rare at the best of
And they
times,
are rare. Yeah.
you're unusual by Warforged standards, I would have said.
It's not the tin man that people normally see or associate with Watchford. I guess.
Certainly Agrava wouldn't have encountered anything because he spent all his life in a temple.
You do come to the end, Poppet, first. The road, literally from nowhere, just turns into the earth around it with the rocks and trees in a big end. And then it is now just in every direction, rock and tree, canopy. No more road. It's not even broken up into separate little threads walking off. It just seems to be the end, phased out over 10 feet.
So it fades away rather than the road sort of fades away almost in your arms.
Just fades away into the ground.
So it's not that the rocks have pushed up through it or
Nope.
landed on top of it.
No.
It just, like the road has naturally ended and this was the destination of the road.
Yeah, or they never built the rest of this road. It's just not there.
Curious. Do the rocks look scalable? Are they climbable?
They are, but you won't be entering the forest. These are rocks that you can weave in and out. None that you can see are breaching too much over the canopy of 50, 60 feet. Worst case scenario, but lots are 20, 40.
Where it looks like it's fading, can I just chuck a pebble towards it?
Of course you can.
Okay. I don't know what I'm rolling.
I don't know what you're rolling. You can roll whenever you want to, Pop It. For whatever you want.
What am I rolling? Strength?
What are you just trying to land the pebble onto the road
just
to try and
to
react
see what
something?
happens.
Yeah, just give me a sleight of hand.
Oops, ignore that. Oh, there it is.
Wasted 20 on a
20.
charisma save.
Was it 20?
She pressed charisma save.
All right. Oh, sorry.
She caught charisma save.
Well, if we go by my actual roll, it's a 4.
I'm slightly.
You pick up a pebble from the floor and you throw it and it goes straight into a tree at the side. Sounds like it snapped a branch as well.
Did you get angry?
I just don't know. Puppet's not allowed to hear anything.
So do we... I guess the question is, do we go between the rocks? Do we go over the rocks? Or do we think that we are better off heading back towards the city and dealing with Asmodee?
Personally, I want to go forward. A dragon is maybe too much. I don't know.
Puppet's just going to go forward.
Over or through?
Through.
Follow the road.
Into the wall.
I've read this storybook. We get through it.
Yep.
I guess we're following Poppet then.
You all follow Poppet. Poppet, as the road begins to become one with the forest over that 10 foot. Nothing happens. Nothing is set off. The rock, right in front of the road, where it now ends, you do stop into it. It is physical form. It is a rock. It is a boulder. And it is solid and real.
So we're going to have to go over it.
Yeah, unless there's such a gaps between the rocks.
There's both. You as a party within 20 feet, you could be going over smaller rocks, weaving through the rocks.
We should try to keep in roughly a straight line from where we don't drift too far from the line of the road. The road has been predominantly straight. We have no reason to try and divert from that. And our best chance of finding any form of continuation of the road would be to keep going roughly straight. Now, that won't be easy because we will undoubtedly lose our bearings.
We could use Tobin to keep us.
Yeah, Tobin hovers above.
From height, we can see the road and keep us.
Yeah, try and keep the road in sight as long as possible. But you find some bigger rocks he can use us to sort of triangulate off and keep our bearings as we go.
Yes. I could do that.
Should we stick to the chasms so that we stick to the sort of the gaps between the rocks so that we're not as visible? I guess if Tobin's flying up all the time, we're going to be seen. Better to be reasonably mobile rather than getting stuck in gaps. Less chance of wildlife, I guess, on top. Yeah, over the tops we go.
Over the tops you go. Over the tops you go. Excellent. Are you staying in a tight cluster Or are you staying within a 20 feet? Some of you going over, some are through, some it. There is a path anywhere you go, unless you
So it's gonna
were to
stay
come
quite
across
close
something
to
50
Ekra.
foot.
I think we're going to stay not within 5 feet of each other, but probably in a loose
Close
group.
enough,
A
so-
loose group, similar to what we would when we're walking along. Enough that we can see each other.
Are in reach, so if I have to grab him,
What's he saying?
well,
Perfectly stable on my feet.
I will stay closer to Tobin. And
I was going to say Toby's going to go high, so I can't keep close to
Yeah.
him. Via, I think, is just going to do Via, and Tobias just does whatever he wants anyway.
I shall go with Tobin.
Yeah, we just need to keep an eye. We'll keep whenever Tobin goes up to look. We should keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't get distracted and fly off. But as long as he's just popping up for a look and coming back down, we should be okay. Yeah, I guess through the rocks until we see something to change our mind about what we're doing. How are we doing for light? Is it?
You got a few hours left.
We should keep going then for a few hours.
Although it is hard to get an exact time.
Go until dusk and then try and find, so as it starts to get dark, look for somewhere sheltered.
Excellent. Can somebody roll me a d4?
A D4, would you like me?
Yeah, because we know I'm battling out roll it.
3.
It started.
Yeah, I did have a 4 and that last D20, maybe that was time for a rest.
Okay, excellent. Over the next few hours, how many times are we having Tobin go up to check? Are you gauging this?
He's not got unlimited flight, has he? He's got
Well,
4
okay.
hours. But it uses up a minimum of a minute each time he goes, but he can do a reasonable. He could go up for a minute every.
He's got plenty.
Yeah.
You could do like every 10 miles, he can
Yeah.
go up and do
Every sort of 10 minutes or so, nip up and have a minute scout, because we're not in super tearing hurry.
So over the next couple of hours, could you give me 3 survival rolls with Tobin,
3 surrounding rolls,
and
I take.
you give me 3 survival rolls with Tobin?
Can I give him guidance on every time he comes up?
You can, yes. So
Because
that
this is
will
a
also
plan thing,
give.
so
Yes,
add a
it is,
D4 to
yeah.
every one of those.
Yeah.
His survival is
fair
plus 3. Yeah.
But the first one's 12 from me.
The first one's 12 from you.
That's 12 from me as well.
Is it guidance each time?
Yeah, because each of these is a separate
Yeah.
search, so I would before he goes up, he gets a pat on the back. Go,
That really hurt.
Oh, careful.
It was the pointy one.
don't use pointy D4s.
No, caltrops. Stop it.
It's a bit better.
What have we got?
15.
15.
15 as well.
What? What is going on? It's pretty cool.
Because I'm
but-
not rolling for myself. 16.
Oh, not so good on this side. 9.
9.
Only one below 10 isn't bad out of 6 rolls.
No, that wasn't bad at all.
You can tell yourself whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean,
But
not horrendous.
over the next few hours, the darkness seems to creep in. Tobin has been going up, breaking the canopy, taking points of reference, coming back down, trying to keep you on a very northern direction, or of which you've all chosen to call north, upwards. He's doing his best to pick these points and look back and keep the road visible. The road is no longer visible to him, even with his eyes in the dark. You've gone too far.
It's getting dark, we should camp. We don't tire ourselves out any more than necessary.
And I am struggling to see the landmarks.
Have you made a mental note of what you could see? So in the morning we can carry on in roughly the same direction.
I have it.
Let's see if we can find somewhere reasonably out of the wind.
Anywhere is good. Is a good place. It's all very similar. You've got the choice between a few different trees and a few different rock shapes. Anywhere is good to sit down and take cover.
I fear we might. There are trees around, aren't there?
Yes, there are trees.
We could probably find the firewood for a fire then. Do we risk a fire? Might be visible from a reasonable distance, but
I think we should. It feels colder than it has been.
it is. We can't. We don't want to get hypothermia and make things worse. Let's gather up some firewood, light a fire, warm up some more rations.
Yeah.
And then we take watch.
I shall set up the campfire, or at least the cooking. I'll look after the food for tonight, if everybody is okay with that.
If you're willing to use your scrolls further, that is. Don't take you to try run out. Don't. We have got some rations with us. We don't all need to. Don't have to use your supplies every night if you're worried they will not last.
I am not worried. The moment I am, I will not offer them a Grivar. Do not worry.
Okay. Then we shall light a fire. We shall find some wood, light a fire.
Ooh. Whoever would like to go look for some wood, I would like a survival check, please.
We're all gonna look. Shall I send Tobin?
You and Pop it. Tobin's staying round
Okay.
Tobias. Tobias is actually going to set up some seating, if you like, with Tobin.
16.
15.
Within minutes, you find enough wood for the fires and enough foliage to get wrapped up in and create some half-decent bedding. Warmth. Tobias reads, whispers from a scroll, and in front of you, a fairly decent meal appears. No magical properties in this, I'm afraid. This is just sustenance.
That is still incredibly useful magic nonetheless, to create food from thin air.
Yes. I've attained a great amount of knowledge at Grivar. Only the knowledge attained for here is not quite up to cop, one would say.
Well, much time has seemingly passed here, even more than we thought. It is not surprising that knowledge is out of date. Clearly, a lot has happened here. Dragons and war and
Puppet's head's
darkness.
Pop up again. I don't know. That's all you're saying.
You're going to be like, you have to start using code words around,
Little meerkat treat.
like you do with toddlers.
Well, according to viewers, Gemma's only young, so we can spell it out. D-R-A-G-O-N.
Well, at 14 you might have to go a little bit.
Yeah, Mum! Yeah,
Delta,
okay,
Romeo,
okay.
Alpha, Charlie. Alpha.
Well, no, now I'll get confused. I've got too much going on.
Well,
We'll come up with something. We're going to have to start sending table messages.
yeah, I'm not surprised that
Just
the
use a
road's not
different
doing.
animal. No, actually,
No,
you're probably
no, you
still.
You like dragons.
And horses.
And
And fairies.
yeah, you just ain't got horses. But you got fairies and dragons kicking about at the moment. That's for sure. Excellent. Poppet, what are you doing whilst Tobias is checking his papers, his scrolls, as he does every night? Tobin is in a meditative state, sat with his legs and his arms crossed, finding his chi. Veer, a shadow, as north. What are you up to? Are you chit-chatting with anyone, or are you just watching?
Just watching.
Just watching.
Should probably be watching Tobias,
Okay.
just because he's new to the group. And keep them probably every now and again, making sure Tobin hasn't gone away with the fairies again.
You're all close together around this camp. Tobin, he's in a very deep meditative state. Tobias, as I say, he's going through his paperwork, his knowledgeable collections. Agrava, what are you up to?
Ikovar will have opened up his virtual sort of holographic spell book that he was given, and it's just a journaling of it. That's what he was given it for, was to keep track of what's going on. So he's just sort of sat there writing in thin air in a slightly surreal way. But
Nice.
But I've seen you've done this before.
you were there when I got it, yeah. It's part of his sort of bedtime ritual. He just sits there and quickly documents what's happened for the day.
You got that from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Yeah, it was from
Yes.
Tobias's rival,
Yes.
but he doesn't know where I got it from. He just knows I got it.
knows,
He'll see me write.
He's seen you writing it.
Yeah. Yes, it was in the Amber Amulet, wasn't it? Yes, from Abacustis.
Yeah.
Notes.
A benefactor.
Yeah, so he's just sort of quietly making a few notes before bedding down.
Tobias, everybody's doing the normal night, as it seems. He will, as he's looking through his paperwork, looks up at everybody, he sees everybody doing their thing, looks around to Poppet, sees the sentry and doesn't know if he quite caught you just looking at him at that moment in time, but he looks back down as he's messing around and having a look at stuff and muttering under his breath. Yes. Agrava, I see writings. Is that prep work for yourself? Just you noting.
I'm chronicling our travels for archive purposes in the future, so that my order can know what I have done while I'm out in the world.
He's writing a story.
It's got dragons and fairies.
A good story, look.
Yeah. Magical. To say the least. Can everybody give me a perception?
I can draw it. Yeet.
If it's a sharp one, just throw it at the wall, it'll stick.
50.
Oh, okay.
I'm distracted by dragons. You've said dragons too many times now. It's
All
just-
you can see in the
her
flickering
brain's
of the
buffering.
flames are the wings of not Asmodai,
Natural
but the wings of a huge bird. You are pain. 0 attention. Pop it. Agrabah.
15.
15.
Okay. 18.
This is the first time in a few hours you actually see, around about the 50-foot perimeter, small gold flashes and sparkling, dancing around, seeming to come and go like a very easy mist.
There are more pixies around again. Wonder they keep following us, but not interacting with us. I wonder what they want. But they seem happy enough to leave us alone. I see no benefit in chasing after them. We could draw them in again, but I don't know what all that did last time was cause them to hypnotise, charm, bewitch poor Tobin.
Yeah. Tobias speaks up. It is like the siren on the sea, it appears. It will make itself known, but call you, possibly out to danger.
Tempt us away from the path.
Maybe, or maybe tempt us to somewhere important. It is a high risk.
Poppet's just gonna look to Agrabah because she's still not sure of Tobias.
Okay.
Neither is Agrabah. he does a good job of being creepy.
She's not gonna look towards Tobin because Tobin will have. She knows that he can be easily pulled along the strings.
It is a question of what our ultimate goal is. We came here, well, you came here, leading us in the hope of finding powerful artifacts and interesting things. Is this an interesting thing that we should be finding? Or is it a trap?
I have no idea. It is quite the dilemma. In my mind, at least. You will be paid for your services greatly, as you have been in the past. I have always delivered, but at the same time, if there are artifacts to be found, I'd rather find them than die before seeing any.
That's a fair point. We are going, whichever direction we are going, we are effectively going blind at this point, because there is no road. I would be reluctant to pursue them in the dark. Perhaps if they are still visible in the morning, we could have another look to see whether we can see what's ahead, and if we don't see anything, we can perhaps then it's worth seeing if they are willing to tempt us, lead us somewhere, but go cautiously.
Sounds like a plan. Daytime does seem safer.
And I would certainly be more capable if we were to have problems, if I got with some rest. Those orcs drained my powers somewhat.
Yes, I saw that. Although you were using some powerful magic, Agrabah.
I had to use more than I would have liked. I would use more of my reserves than perhaps was ideal. It would be better if start afresh, as it is dark.
So, we rest for tonight. Is that what we are saying? Are all of you happy to continue under my easily handed direction on this venture?
You are our employer.
Yes, but here I must need to trust you, at least enough. Going forward, that is. I
have
do
no
not.
strings attached.
I am as curious as you to see interesting things. That is what I was sent out to do. To see the world, to find out more. Arcane artifacts and spells are magics are what my order sent me to look for.
What order is this, Egravar?
Sorry.
If you have
I am
mentioned.
a worshipper of Mistra. Call it Our Lady of the Arcane. She guides us in all our arcane arts. She gives gifts all. Even you have been blessed by her with your great magics that you have shown me.
You believe it is your Mistra that has. Interesting. Well, you are appearing powerful. More than the commoner, one would say.
Our Lady blesses us with what powers as she sees fit for what we are sent out into the world.
So you are a scout. Mistress Scout.
More emissary, I would like to think.
Of course.
Spreading the word of her good works.
Mm-hmm.
And bringing back knowledge to the temple.
Yes.
Somehow. That bit might be tricky at the moment, but one day.
Not with your writing down in that book. It is all the knowledge you need to keep. Anyway, I'm tired. I shall sleep now. See you all in the morning. He'll lean back into the rock and then become one, it seems, with the rock, as his whole body becomes invisible.
You can cast invisibility while you're asleep. It's not a common ability. Are you happy to maintain watch over the night?
Yeah.
Do you want company on your watches?
We've
got
fire lit, haven't we?
You do have a
So-
fire lit, yes.
I'll be okay until the fire goes out. It's literally
There's
just
plenty,
until,
but we should have, with both of us having rolled reasonable survival, there should be enough wood for the night.
Around you, you have enough wood to
Mm.
burn right through till day. Or light.
Because there is enough of us to have one person take a shift with you in turn.
No, she'll try to do it herself so everybody can rest after the green.
Can I do one small thing before I go to sleep? Having not used my alchemy jug today for anything,
Mm-hmm.
before going to bed, I will open the side that does acid. And I have a
Okay.
couple of empty vials in my... I have quite a lot of empty vials, and I will fill two of them. Each day I can produce enough acid to fill two. So
Mhm.
as I have a spare day, I will collect up a couple of vials of acid.
Nice.
So, if we do what may as well, no harm in carrying a few vials of acid around with
You
us.
can chuck acid, you can burn things into things with acid. Pop it. You're going to try and do the whole hum with this burning fire. You are able to see only as far as 20 feet from the fire itself. This is true darkness closing in. As everybody you can see seems to get laid down.
Just trying to think, would it be passive if she was in sentry, or would she roll?
I said to roll.
Yeah.
But
So you can
I'm
see
aware
here
it's
as-
powerful, but I said we could roll.
It says you can see and hear as normal.
Yes, so you can roll. I think that's
Otherwise, it's
what I said. Like,
That's
it's
what it
otherwise
came down
why
to, yeah.
it's powerful and it should be.
16.
16. Everybody is
I'm
gone
lucky.
down. Tobin hasn't moved, but you can see his chest. He is breathing. He is zoned out for the night. Agrivar, what did you end up doing? Curling up by the fire
Yeah, under his blanket.
under his
Bedroll,
blanket,
wasn't it?
on top of some debris that has been gathered. Tobin sat on his. Veer is nowhere to be seen as per usual. Although you haven't heard him laugh either. He's normally got a giggle here, there, or everywhere. Tobias, you can't tell whether he's moved or not. But as the fire flickers and the night draws in, you can see right on the curb of 20 feet of light. Parts of the trees and the stone columns that are lit seem to be flickering. But the flickering doesn't match the flickering of the flames. And over the last 10 minutes, it looks as if the radius of the light is being attacked, almost. By the absence of light. There is no sound and no noise, other than the sound of the crackling fire in front of you.
Where's Venus?
Sense.
No,
Sonar.
Egvar has no idea what these are, but I think I do, and I think I know who invented them, and he's not here.
But she's more going towards the stories of darkness and the whole darkness trying to take over. Alright, so she's going to keep an eye on it. If it starts looking like it's coming towards or managing to break through that boundary of the light, then she'll wake people up, but not then. She'll just keep the fire going as well.
Right, cool. Could you give me a survival roll, please?
You don't fail me now. Bye. Natural 20!
Critical! I hope everybody likes the little criticals I put up with the flashing
Okay.
lightning.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. It's a good roll. It's a massive roll. And it's a needed roll. Because you are keeping an eye on this compressing darkness attacking the edge of the firelight. You are keeping this fire glowing and burning to a point where you're not even bothered about the sound it's making. You've got it as quite a roaring bit of a fire, but it doesn't seem to be bothering anyone too much. Over the next hour, this darkness, though, has certainly moved in 3, possibly 4 feet, and seems to be enclosing. You still can't hear anything.
She's gonna try wake up Tobias.
Tobias. Okay. How would you like to do that?
So I'll just try calling. Go near where he was,
Mm-hmm.
near that stone.
Call his
But,
name.
yeah, but try not, like, stand on him.
Right, okay. Right. As you call his name, you see the ground in front of you. The grass and the mud and the dirt move, and then you just hear, at your height, head height, pop it. What is it? So he's still invisible.
She'll point to where she can really see, like, the darkness trying to I think your stories are coming true. The halfling stories.
You'll look into the edge and see these flickers. Has this just started happening?
No, it's been going on a little bit. I've kept it away with fire going a bit more, but it seems to be moving in.
Interesting. He'll bend down and pick up a stick. He'll just pull some cotton out of his bag, tear a bit up and wrap it round and light it from the fire. And raise it into the air. Watch. And he'll throw the stick outwards into the forest. And as the fire from this burning stick breaches the radius of the fire from the camp, you just see a load of black powder burnt, dripping down and hitting the floor, hissing and glowing as the light expands and you see the shadows of bats, black shadowed bats, moving around away. And then you see the stick fall 20 feet away and become smothered. We could be in some trouble. Pop it.
She's gonna push a little piece further into her pocket because she doesn't want anything to happen to him.
And at that, I need you to roll initiative. Tobias will roll initiative. And then we will see what happens here.